What's up, YouTube? I'm back at you with another video. And in this video, I'm going to give my prediction for the Texas Longhorns versus the Washington Huskies semifinal matchup played in New Orleans at the Sugar Bowl. Uh, it's going to be a rematch from last season. These two teams played against each other last season. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the Alamo Bowl. And, you know, I think Texas won that matchup, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 27-20 or something like that. So, rematch here, and both of these teams are actually in the playoffs now, so more on the line now versus just a bowl game from last season. So you got two good head coaches in Steve Sarkisian and Kalen DeBoer. Um, both of these men have done a phenomenal job with their teams this season, and both of them made it to the playoffs. And I'm just start reading off some stats from both teams and get a better feel for the teams, and eventually I'm going to get my prediction at the end. I'm starting with Washington with Michael Penix Jr. Man, this guy man has been phenomenal for Washington. He's thrown for 4,218 yards to be exact, 33 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Man, he's a lefty. Last lefty I saw, I really paid attention to was Tua Tagovailoa, but man, really, really good player, man. Really, really elite at passing the ball, very accurate as well. Doesn't scramble, too much. He's more of a pocket passer, and but very, very good player, man. Got some great receivers that he throws to. One of those guys is I don't want to pronounce his name wrong. Rome Adunzi. He's received 1,428 receiving yards with 13 touchdowns. This team is just loaded with wide receivers, man. Washington has one of the best offenses in the country, man. Ryan Grubb, man, calling them plays, man. They're paying him a hefty salary over there, but it's worth it. This Washington team has, dare I say, probably the best offense in this college football playoff, man. Really, really good offensive team, man. And they also have running back. His name is Dylan Johnson. He has 1,113 rushing yards with 14 touchdowns. So this Washington team, man, is going to be a challenge for the Texas Longhorns defense, man. Just great team overall for Washington, man. And Washington is a team that actually made the playoffs a couple of seasons back. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was the 2016 or 17 season. I think it was 17. Really, really good team back then, and they made it back this season, man. Like I said, Brian Grubb has done a phenomenal job with that offense for Washington, man. Texas going to have their hands full in this matchup, defensively. Offensively for Texas, Quentin Ewers, man, really, really good player, 3,161 yards passing, 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, man. Another quarterback, man, doesn't scramble too much, pocket passer, but another elite player, man. Both these quarterbacks are very good at standing up in the pocket and making plays, man. And the Steve Sarkisian, man. Quentin Ewers just get that ball out quick, man. Very, very fast. Um, Definitely knows how to command that offense, man. Just a really, really good team offensively. Uh, at running back, they had some injuries, but they have Jonathan Brooks, who's taking the helm. He has 1,139 yards rushing. Um, just a really, really good running back for the team, man. You know, with 10 touchdowns on the season. But no matter who they had, run the ball, even if Jonathan Brooks is not the guy that's going to be able to play in this matchup, they still have some great players, man, and just a good running back room, man. And each one of those guys play a major factor in that passing game as well. They can catch the ball out the backfield and anything. So they're just loaded at that position. At running back actually has a former Alabama player over there as well, man. So they're very, very elite at the running back position. Wide receiver, the same thing. They got great tight ends and all of that, but Their leading receiver is Xavier Worthy with 969 yards receiving with 5 touchdowns. This guy has given everybody fits this season in the Big 12, man. And this Texas offense, man, just good on both sides of the ball, man. Um, Defensively for both teams, Washington and Texas are really, really, really good. I'm gonna read off their stats now. Scoring, uh, Washington actually has the advantage in scoring. Texas is scoring 35.7 points per game. They're 20th nationally. Washington is at 40.8 yards per game, and they're tied for fourth. So Washington has a significant, advantage offensively over the Texas Longhorns. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this matchup. Total offense, edge goes to Washington. Texas is ranked 36th nationally. Washington is second at 521.7 yards per game. Total defense, though, Texas has the advantage here. Texas is 49th and Washington is 57th. So that's really, really good for Texas. Scoring defense, Texas has the advantage. Texas is 30th, allowing only 21.2 points per game. Washington is giving up 26.3 points per game, and they're tied for 67th. So that's going to be the key, man. Washington's offense versus Texas defense. It's going to be interesting. Rushing offense, Texas is 26th. Washington is 71st. Passing offense, Washington, they have the advantage. Texas is 63rd in passing. Washington leads the country at 376.7 yards per game. Stopping the run, Washington has the advantage here. Texas is 49th in stopping the run. Washington is 33rd. So even though overall, you know, it seems Texas has the better defense, Washington is better at stopping the run. It's going to be interesting in this matchup to see what happens. Stopping the pass, Texas is better at stopping the pass, but only barely though. Texas is 88th in stopping the pass, giving up 239 yards per game through the air. Washington is giving up. Washington is 90th, and they're giving up 241 yards per game. So, like I said, Texas has the slight defensive advantage here with stopping the pass. That's going to be key. You know, uh, Washington is really, really good at passing the ball. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens in this matchup. Um, I'm going to read off both teams' last 5 opponents that they played. Um, Texas, they beat Kansas State 33-30, but had to go into overtime to win that matchup. Tough matchup against Kansas State. Kansas State gives a lot of teams in the Big 12 problems, so that wasn't shocking to me that Kansas State got up for that matchup. Texas beat TCU 29-26. In my opinion, TCU is not a good team this season, but um, that's just how it is in the Big 12. Teams get up to play Texas. Iowa State, Texas beat Iowa State 26-16. Uh, Texas beat Texas Tech 57-7. That they just blow Texas Tech out. Texas Tech is normally a team that would normally give Texas problems, but this season Texas just completely throttled them. Offensively and had a good defensive showing. So really, really good matchup. Then of course in the Big 12 championship, Texas beat Oklahoma State 49-21. In my opinion, their best game, you know, on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively all season that they played. And of course, Texas beat Alabama early on in the season um, in the second matchup. So Texas, man, a team this season um, has turned a lot of things around and was able to make it to the playoffs and have a chance to make it to the national championship game if they were to get past Washington. Now for Washington, uh, they went on the road to beat USC 52-42. Good win. USC is not, as good as they've been. Defensively, man, their defense is just in shambles right now, and they have problems going on over there. But good win for Washington, beating USC, a blue blood. They beat Utah at home, 35-28. Utah team started off good, but kind of fell off towards the end of the season, but nevertheless a good win against Utah for Washington. They went on the road to Oregon State, close matchup. Oregon State was able to put up a good fight with DJ Ungalele. He's no longer there at Oregon, but Washington beat them 22-20. Then Washington beat Washington State rivalry game 24-21, close matchup. And then they was able to beat Oregon a second time, 34-31. So uh, Oregon is their best win. Oregon team that was ranked, for the majority of the season, but Washington was able to beat them, and it's going to be a very interesting matchup between Texas and Washington, man. You got a really, really good offense versus a great defense, and man, it's going to be a good matchup. I'm looking at the line. The line is currently 4.5 points for Texas. If I had to give my prediction, I'm picking Texas to win this matchup. I think Washington, I don't think they've seen a defense like Texas has all season. I think Washington, if they're going to be successful in this matchup, Michael Penix is going to have to play his best game of the season. Now, I think Washington can take advantage of Texas secondary. Uh, Even though Texas is really, really good, the majority of the reason why their defense is good is that front seven. The back end, not so much. I think Michael Penix is going to be able to test that back end of their defense, and that's what's going to be able to keep them in the game. It's going to be very interesting, but I think overall, Texas's defense, mainly the front seven, is going to have the advantage here. Texas not only has a great defense, but they're pretty good offensively as well. And I think that's going to be the edge here. Texas has a great defense and a great offense. Not sold on Washington's defense. Like I said earlier, they're able to stop the run. That's one element of the Texas offense that they can potentially stop, but then you got to stop the pass. I don't know if Washington is going to be that good on the back end. They're really good on the back end. I can't think his name. I think his name is Muhammad. That guy is a great player for Washington on the back end. He's everywhere, man. I mean, he's a ball hawk, man, for Washington. But outside of that, um, can Washington be able to move the ball against Texas? That's going to be the key. But I think Texas is going to edge them out. Everywhere I look, people are picking Texas to win this matchup. I think the difference is going to be Texas' defensive line, man. I just think those guys can get after it, man. They're very athletic in the middle of that D line, man, and I think they're going to harass Michael Penix, man. If Michael Penix was the type of quarterback that can scramble out the pocket, I would give Washington a great chance to win this matchup. But he stays in the pocket too much for me. When teams in the Pac-12 was putting a lot of pressure on him, he had problems passing the ball down the field. And like I said, reading off these teams that they beat, they barely beat some of these teams, man. Like I said, USC was able to put up a lot of points, a very good offense. Oregon was able to put up some points. Oregon put up 31 on them. They haven't shown me that they can shut down an elite offense. And like I said, Texas is no slouch offensively, man. They got the playmakers on the outside, out the backfield. I mean, Quentin Ewers is very accurate, and I just see Texas win this matchup. But I could be wrong. But what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And once again, if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Happy holidays and roll tide.